So one of the most anticipated changes to this V8 for 2021 was the cylinder deactivation. Had you not been aware that this truck drops cylinders when the engine doesn't need the power, you wouldn't know. It's pretty seamless. There's no indicators in the truck that lets you know that you're using 4 cylinders, 8 cylinders, whatever. There's nothing in the truck that lets you know that. I think it would be cool, and we may see this later, I don't know. It would be cool if we could somehow know when the truck drops to 4 cylinders or stays in 8 cylinders. It'd be cool to know that. Kind of like what GM does or used to do. I think that's changed for GM as well. But used to, you could see when it goes from 8 cylinders to 4 cylinders, and it would show you, and you could keep track of your efficiency in regards to the cylinders that are active while you're going down the road. All right, so what I can do, going 55, I'm just gonna give it some gas and see if I feel anything or hear anything different. I can't really tell anything different as far as cylinders being active or not active. So that's really nice. It's really nice to see that process is seamless. I know that will prove to be a benefit to owners of this new engine. Still sounds good. All right, we are doing our fill up for our MPG run. See how we can do on our fuel mileage on this V8. I'm gonna go ahead and top it off. I'm gonna drive through a tank. I'm not gonna drive aggressively. I'm not even gonna baby it, but I'm gonna drive normal, probably like you would on average. And it'll be a mix of highway, city, drive-throughs. You know, thanks to COVID, all our dining is drive-through or meet you at the curve. So that's a new norm for our life right now. But I'm gonna fill it up, gonna run a tank, see how it does in the real world, and yeah, and you guys will be along for the ride. So we'll see how it does. All right, just topped it off. Let's go through here and reset everything. So far, since I picked it up, it's averaged mix of highway and putting around town 15.9. But let's reset that. All right. All right, guys, we've gone 400 miles and the gauge says 19.1, and filling up, we're going to see what we get with the pump and compare the two. I'm also going to do some other MPG tests to see what we can get out of this 5.0, but right now we're showing 19.1. All right, guys, I'm going to do the math real quick. So we went 399.7 miles, divide that by 21.687. That gives us 18.4 miles per gallon, which is the closest that I've ever gotten in a Ford vehicle. On the last 2 trucks I've had, my current truck and the 2018 I had, it was at least 1 to 2 miles per gallon off. At least 1 for sure. So here, the gauge is showing 19.0. It was 19.1, 19.0. And when you do the calculation from the pump, you get 18.43. So that's what I got for a whole entire tank. 400 miles, mixed traffic, highway travel, city travel, drive-throughs, you name it. Probably what you would do on a normal day-to-day basis. That's what we got, which is not bad. Not bad at all. I'm going to do a couple more tests, and I'm going to include them in this video as well. Got problems with sync already. I filled up with gas for one of the MPG runs that I'm doing, and I get back in the truck and I got the blue screen of death, or whatever it is for the sync system. All right, guys, I want to do a quick update. I've gone 111 miles and we've averaged 21.4. That's all in eco mode. I'm still in eco mode, but I'm about to be doing some highway driving a good bit more than I did last time. So I wanted to document this to relate it to the miles per gallon we got on our last tank. So keep that in mind. I was able to get 21.4. Same town running around drive through stuff as I did before. I just wasn't able to do that for a whole entire tank without having to do a good bit of highway driving. So I just wanted to take a minute and document that so you guys could see what potentially a real world mixed driving would be miles per gallon wise. Again, 21.4 miles per gallon for 111 miles. All right, guys, I've gone 420 miles this time, and my mileage kind of slipped up on me. I was trying to do 400 miles like the previous video, but this is eco mode only that I've done this entire time, and I've let auto stop start be engaged as well. And so I've gone 420 miles and put 21.115 gallons in here, and I get 19.91. The gauge says 20.6. So we definitely saw an improvement in this tank with the eco mode on and auto stop start engaged, and gained probably about 1 or 2 miles per gallon from that. So all right, guys, I have my last run. Well, tomorrow I'm getting my F150 back. Thank goodness I've missed my truck. So I decided I got a 35-mile run, mostly highway run. It's actually 70 miles, 35 one way, 35 one way back. And I just put gas in the truck. I'm going to see how we can do as far as miles per gallon on the highway with mostly highway driving. And I'm gonna go the speed limit both ways, and which is 70, and we'll see what we do. So this will be an interesting little test. It'll be, like I said, mostly highway driving. All right, guys, I'm about to pull up to my destination, and it's been 35 miles and I have 22.7 miles per gallon as an average, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. All right, I'm gonna change it up a little bit. On the way back, I'm gonna go 75 instead of 70, or I'm gonna go the speed limit at 75, because likely you guys aren't necessarily gonna be going the speed limit. So I'm gonna try this at 75 and see what difference it makes. The drive's gonna be the same, so we should get the same result if I went the same speed. So I'm gonna do 75 this time and see what differences there are from going 70 and going 75. So here we go. All right, I just reset my average miles per gallon, and we are gonna head back. It's very likely that it will be mostly in V8 mode going 75, just because the RPMs will be a little higher. My speculation is that it will be mostly in V8 mode. Now, the truck doesn't tell you in any way, form, or fashion, nor can you really tell whether it's in V8 mode or in 4-cylinder mode. So it's a real seamless process, and you don't even know what the truck's doing. So anyway, we're gonna head out and push it to 75 for the 35 miles and see what we do. All right, guys, I've pretty much made it right back to the same spot where I started this test, and I am shocked. I am completely shocked on this run, going actually faster than I did on the way. I averaged 24 miles per gallon on the way back. And I wish I knew what the difference was. I used cruise control for both tests. Cruise control set at 70, cruise control set at 75. And for some reason on the way back, I got 24 miles per gallon. And I'm just shocked. I am in complete shock of getting 24 miles per gallon, going 75 miles an hour. So again, this is a short test. This is 35 miles. It's a relatively short test. But if you take on a big trip and you can average 22, 24, over a course of a big trip, that really adds up. So I'm really impressed with the fuel efficiency of this V8 with the combination of the cylinder deactivation. Now, am I a big fan of the cylinder deactivation? Not so much, but I understand the principle and the concepts, and I'm really looking forward to see how this V8 does over the years, and especially how it plays out as far as reliability and as far as customer satisfaction. So, guys, take this with a grain of salt. Real world testing has its variables, and as you could see, I had a pretty noticeable difference between two 35-mile trips. Not sure what the difference was. If you know, or you want to take a guess of why my miles per gallon was better on the way back, go ahead and put that in the comments below. Let's talk about this. The only thing I can think of, maybe this 24 miles per gallon is actually with a couple of red lights thrown in there too. So I did have a little bit of idle time. The only thing that, I don't know, just to throw a dart in the dark, maybe the engine, with it being, already warmed up, operating temperature, it does better. Maybe this run on the way back, I got more 4-cylinder mode. I don't know what the variable, like I said, you can't tell what the truck's doing. You can't tell if it's in V8 mode or 4-cylinder mode. There's nothing that tells you, and there's no noticeable sound or feel. So it's just working behind the scenes doing its thing. So, another advantage of the V8. So now, guys, you know that I'm an EcoBoost fan. I have a 35 EcoBoost. I like the EcoBoost engines. I have owned two with the EcoBoost, one with a 2.7, and my current one is a 3.5. One of the advantages of the V8, if you tend to have a heavier foot, it's possible that you could actually get better fuel efficiency with the V8 if you have a heavier foot. And the reason I say that is, if you have an EcoBoost and you have a heavy foot, like I have a tendency to, and you stay in the boost, your fuel efficiency is going to be less than, say, if you're just driving moderately. So, one of the pros and cons, the EcoBoost, they can save you on fuel efficiency, but you either get Eco or you get Boost. And so you stay in the boost, your miles per gallon are going to suffer. With the V8, you have, because you're not relying on boost, it's naturally aspirated. You have what it's going to have. Your engine's going to do what it's going to do, and your foot may not have as much to do with your miles per gallon as, say, an EcoBoost. So anyway, that's just my assessment. I wanted to do this fun test. Like I said, I got to turn this baby in tomorrow. It looks like I'll have about 2,000 miles that I've put on this 2021. I've enjoyed having it, but I really miss my truck, and I'm glad to be getting it back tomorrow. So yeah, so I hope this video was helpful and enjoyable, entertaining, and as always, thank you for watching. It means the world to me. It truly does. And we'll see you in the next video. Peace.